Hello everybody, welcome back to my channel Trading Secrets. This channel is for entertainment purposes only. For those of you who do not know, my name is Ali. I have over 20 years experience teaching accounting, economics, business and law. Through this channel I'll be providing some stock analysis and a quick update on the $1 Million Challenge. So if anybody's not aware of this is a genuine investment of $1,000 to a return of $1 million over a period of 3 years using a strategy called compound return investing. So the objective is try to get 201 trades, each an average return of 3.5%. It's not 201 consecutive trades, we do take into account losses. So for further details about how to join us for less than $9 a month, information is available in the description below. In today's video, I'm going to be looking at MMTLP and asking the question, is resolution going to take place by 30th of September? We're also going to be looking at earnings for Airbnb, and also earnings for SMCI, Supermicro Computer. Both have had reported earnings this week and both have had significant dips. So the question will be, are both of those stocks currently now a potential buying opportunity? So before we get started, let's have a look at what's happening in the market. So the markets did start off quite positive and in green, but right now towards the close we are seeing the markets turn red. And at time of editing, we shared in the Discord that the Dow Jones was losing more than 200 points and the markets were turning red overall. So in other news from Webull Quantitative, they've reported that Jared Moskowitz, who is also a Congress representative, has bought Lockheed Martin stock on July the 1st. It's consequently gone up 16% since then, whilst the market has fallen. So congratulations here to Jared for a very clever and professional trade. And in other news, also from the point of view of Tommy Tuberville, you know, he's one of the most profitable traders out there in Congress. He closed out all these positions in over 40 companies, and that was before the stock market crash that we saw on the Monday. So again, congratulations to Tommy for excellent trading. And finally, news for AMD. Cathy Wood and ARK Invest have bought more than 105,000 shares in AMD, and I think right now we are seeing many stocks such as AMD, Microsoft and many others at good potential buy prices. So I'm going to start by looking at an update from the previous video in terms of the 7 subpoenas issued by Scott Trout in his litigation. And what he stated here in terms of an update is that stand down on Citadel Securities, they have agreed to be served today via email, and this has been executed. However, there is also news with regard to the subpoena for Gary Gensler, and what he stated here is SEC Securities teams have stopped my process servers from serving the SEC chairman Gary Gensler, and the subpoena for the blue sheets for MMTLP, and the reason for that is they have been advised that there are no staff members available to accept the service. So I'm hoping that these staff members are not on websites right now, so we will have to wait for an update on that. And if we have a look at an additional post I've shared here tagging in Pete Sessions, who is having a meeting on August the 13th 2024, 6:30 p.m. in Houston County. So if you can go ahead in the town hall, go ahead and join him. And what I stated to Pete is I'm sure he will be joined by members of the MMTLP community, but the real question is, will you address the concerns with truth and integrity, or will you continue to dodge and delay in order to protect the likes of Hilltop Security? So let's see what Pete states there. And also a message to Ralph, who's concerned very much about the national debt of United States, which is currently $35 trillion and an average of $104,000 per person. So message for Ralph, yes, members of the MMTLP community are also drowning in debt, and our numbers also don't lie. And we're talking about an approximate 165,000 families still waiting for resolution. And the question is, have you lied? Are you still lying to protect everyone except obviously the nefarious actors? So let's see if there's any response from Ralph, but I expect not. But in terms of what First Castle on the left has stated is if things should have gone ahead as planned from Congress, then basically there could have been a scheduled hearing, issued subpoenas approximately 6 months ago. MMTLP shares could have been reconciled. We could have achieved the resolution by now, but instead, due to these inactions by many of these people that we're looking at, many members of Congress especially have preferred to ignore, placate and even lie to the suffering MMTLP investors. Let's now have a look at a question that will the S1 give us a resolution by the 30th of September, and what Michael has stated here is saying that you don't think MMTLP will be resolved for another 12 months is reprehensible. If there is no catalyst, you can attach it to the FUD. I think almost every single member of the MMTLP community cannot wait another 12 months, and he states here his guesstimate is September the 30th based on written intentions of Nexbridge Hydrocarbons and actions by the company for the previous months. And I think in particular we're looking at Greg McCabe, and obviously the final act we're looking at is for the S1 to become effective, and hopefully the 40 million shares could be sold at a price determined hopefully by Greg McCabe. Let's now have a look at earnings for ticker symbol SMCI, also known as Supermicro Computer, and we can see in terms of the chart it is down quite significantly today, approximately 19.86% at time of editing at $494.39. And remember, this was trading very close to $1,000 a while ago, and what John Trades MBA has posted here in a staggering post is that someone on Wall Street Bets lost $250,000 on SMCI calls. So again, SMCI is certainly one of the most volatile stocks in the market. But let's have a look at in terms of a summary of the earnings. On the bright side, we've got the first quarter revenue guidance calls. We're looking at 183 to 230% growth. Generally 10-for-1 stock splits taking place in stocks are received and perceived as good news in the market, so that's due to take place on October the 1st. Hopefully might give a bounce to the stock. Fourth quarter revenue rose 38% year on year. So let's have a look at the negative. Gross margin forecasted ranging from 14 to 17% after falling to 11.2% in the fourth quarter, and this is showing a decelerating trend. Big volumes not expected until early next year with the rollout of Nvidia's Blackwell line. So in terms of the short term, we're potentially looking at a lack of upside catalyst. Now let's have a look at the long-term chart. If we have a look at the long-term chart here, we can see here the staggering run up when it was trading just above $100, and it reached close to $1,260. So since then, if we look at the chart, it has broken support, and it does seem to be in free fall. But so the question is this a buy? And I think from my point of view, I don't think it's hit bottom yet. There could be more room to go down, but certainly one that we will be watching. Finally, let's finish off by having a look at the earnings for Airbnb, ABNB. So we have a look at the chart here. Again, we can see it is currently at a 52-week low, trading at time of editing around about $111. So let's have a look at a summary of the earnings. So we can see here is Airbnb is trading at 15x or 6.3% on the FCF yield. Is looking at $21 billion in cash and funds held on behalf of guests, and 33% EBITDA margin. So overall, in terms of revenue, we're looking at $2.75 billion revenue, and we're also looking at net income of $555 million. So let's have a look at the revenue growth year on year, and we can see here in the third quarter of 2022 the revenue growth was 29%. So the company was accelerating quite significantly. So the revenue is growing, but the growth has slowed down, and the latest growth is 9%. So the trend is downwards, and that's what the market does not like, and that's why we have seen a significant decline in the market. So let's finish off by having a look at the income statement. So we can see here net profit is $0.6 billion, total revenue $2.7 billion, cost of revenue $0.5 billion, gross profit $2.2 billion, and 4 avenues for their income. So these include North America, EMEA, LAT, Latin America, and APAC. So overall, the earnings have not been well received by the markets. In terms of is Airbnb right now a buy? I certainly think if it gets closer to the $100 mark, would certainly be possibly a good opportunity. And finally, if you would like to get more breaking news and due diligence, as well as a copy of our daily stock alerts and weekly watch list, details are in the description below. Thank you very much for watching. Please stay tuned.